All right, so Return to Oz. Let's talk about it. So this was another film that I hadn't seen when I was a kid, and I have to say that off top, it's and forgive me anyone who's watching who I'm going to offend by saying this about their childhood movie, but I think Return to Oz was a little bit weird. That's not to say it was bad. I don't think it was bad. So don't shoot me yet. Just listen. What I'm here's overall thoughts about the film, overarching situations. The film was perfectly fine, family friendly entertainment, and I'll say that I did appreciate certain aspects of it, and other parts made the film hard to follow. By that, I don't mean hard to understand. It was just hard to get behind. And so you have, in this film, Dorothy is returning to a very different Oz and than the one she left. In fact, before she goes, she's treated as if her adventures in Oz were nothing more than something she imagined, something she dreamed up. And we, of course, know that that's not the case. And so she ends up getting swept up in this adventure, and she's got to she's got to locate the Scarecrow, who has become king. But at this stage, he's been captured. He's missing. So Dorothy's got to find him. She got to find her friends. And that's the adventure we're on. I think because I didn't grow up with the film, and this is it has no bearing on whether or not the film is good or not to me. But I think because I didn't grow up with it, I have my view of the film is a little bit skewed, probably. I understand it's more faithful to the books that L. Frank Baum wrote at the turn of the century. But having not read them, again, that's the other thing that sort of, and my ideas of Oz and everything related to Oz, this has been shaped by the 1939 film and things like Wicked, which is awesome. I love that depiction of Oz, that revisionist history of Oz, and I don't know that Return to Oz makes me feel that. What it does do, though, which I appreciate, is it does have a strong sense of whimsical nature and stuff. I love that about it and films like it that can speak to the childhood pieces of me and audiences, whatever it is. And speaking of childhood stuff, I could see it's a little bit darker than the 1939 film. And that, I think, plays to its strengths. And it's not as bright or colorful as the original film. The other thing that this film doesn't have is music or musicals. It's not a musical like that. It doesn't have like songs, which I think actually I appreciate about it. I like that about it, that it's just a straightforward story. Not that I have anything against musicals, obviously, so I love musicals. Actually, I love a good musical, but I think you have to be in the mood for musicals sometimes. You put on a movie and you don't want to always have your story explained to you in song. I think sometimes you have to be ready for that. And I think it's kind of cool. It's cool that this film doesn't have that. It's a little tidbit detail. One of the things that bugged me about the film, look, I know this is a different story. This is not The Wizard of Oz. It's not what we're dealing with. Is the new characters, and the review is up on Letterboxd. So if you read it, you'll probably it's there. But I'm going to talk about it here too, just because I feel like it needs more emphasis. You got to see me talk about this mess. So I like new characters, right? When they are introduced into to stories and things. My problem with this film was a Toto was not on the adventure with Dorothy. That's a problem for me. I feel like, yo, man, Toto is like that's the your number one. That's A1 right there. Whatever adventure you're on, you gotta take Toto with you. Why is he not on this adventure with the fruit? I had a problem with that. You know what? I didn't have as much of a problem as it probably seems like I did by the way I'm speaking about it. But just little things I noticed. Why does it take so long to see the Scarecrow, Cowardly Lion, Tin Man? Why does it take so long to see her original people? I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. And this is just I'm just nitpicking now talking about it. I just feel like, yo, man, she should have seen her friends. The other thing about the new characters in this film, I couldn't get behind all of them if I'm being honest. So Belina, I liked her. I don't know that she needed to be the character to replace Toto on the like your A1 person you gotta go through the journey with. I'm not a fan of that. As great as I thought she was, the puppetry that they used to bring her to life, it was great. I was with it. I believed it. I was in the moment. Cool. But should she replace Toto? I don't think so. That's just whatever. Jack, I forget the Jack o' Lantern Pumpkinhead guy was interesting. Again, I don't think he felt like Scarecrow 2.0. Why have Jack when you can just have Scarecrow? Like why I don't know. And I think I forget the other Moosehead character dude. That was another. It felt like Scarecrow too a little bit in the ways that he kept falling apart, and I don't know. Cool. My favorite of the new characters though is probably TikTok. Hands down, he's the best. TikTok could have his own situation. I would totally watch a TikTok movie. So yeah, in fact, I think if the film might have just if you're not gonna have Toto as Dorothy's sidekick / partner, whatever on the adventure, and you just have TikTok, why not? It's a charming character. He's got some quirks. I liked that. You had to keep starting him after he shuts down. There's like inherent costs to his abilities and what he can do. That's cool. From a logistical standpoint, like you have, it's like having a wizard that's super powerful that has a limit to the powers. I think that was cool to have a character like TikTok in the mix, and he just felt like he was just a cool, unique character. I was with that. With TikTok. Princess Mumby was interesting. She was actually quite scary. I would have been really afraid of her as a kid. I forget the woman who played her. She was fantastic. I think she really committed to what was going on. And speaking of commitment, what else has we got going on? Oh, the special effects I think were great in this film. I think they had for the time they hold up. It's like it reminded me a lot of Clash of the Titans, 1981. And there's a lot of claymation and things. It was great, well done, and I was with it. I was in it. The Gnome King, he was a threatening villain. I liked. Oh, it's cool how they show him progressively going from his rock clay form to his human form and back again. I think the animators did a really good job. With you can tell the claymation is painstaking work if you've ever done it. I've made some quick clay animations and things. Nothing near as intricate and ridiculous as what the animation team did for this film, but I think it gives you an appreciation for the art, the craftsmanship in that. You really see that's a lot. If you look at the film closely, Return to Oz has a lot of sequences where there's a lot of cutaways to claymation type things and facial expressions being formed in the clay and stuff. It's quite remarkable when you think about it. They did a really good job. So yeah, special effects were great. But for me, if I had to choose between Return to Oz and The Wizard of Oz, I know that they're completely different stories. I might choose the original. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So, but that's just me. That's just that's just me. Uh, yeah. Overall, look, this is a fun film. It's if you're a fan, great. If you're not and you're curious, uh, give it a watch and see what you think. I don't know that I would watch it again. I might, I might. If I might, I have a soft spot for stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I think about it. Uh, Return to Oz, man. If you saw it, what you think, let me know what's up. Otherwise, you know, there's a whole bunch of other things to watch and other iterations of Oz that I think are I would recommend to someone first before I recommended Return to Oz. Tin Man, for instance, the miniseries Tin Man. I don't know if you've seen that, but at one point the USA Network had like a 4-part, 5-part miniseries. That's cool. Obviously, Wicked is awesome. Get into that. What else? Think of some other Oz related things. Sam Raimi's Oz film is interesting. Again, it's not. I don't think it's great, but it's the take on Oz and on sort of the foundations of that is interesting. So if you're curious about that, I think I would say I would even recommend that before I would recommend um, Return to Oz. But hey, I think I might give it a second watch just so I could maybe solidify my thoughts a little bit differently on what's going on. But that's what we got going on. So Return to Oz, there we go. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my rant on Return to Oz. I'm coming back with more videos. In the meantime, I'm going to sign out of this one. All right, I'm out of here.